I have a
Do I
question.
look okay?
I have a man crush on Jude Law.
Listen, you can't say I have a man crush on Jude Law and then say he's in a ton of movies and then not know those movies. Weapon of choice in a zombie apocalypse. Totally going with lightsaber. That would be the greatest mashup. We need to call some of the guys and take some zombie scenes with lightsabers. Walking Dead will digitally put in the lightsaber and the sounds. Let's hurry up and film this episode because I got to call Rich. Hello, adventurer. Well, in today's episode, I'm going to show you how to navigate Facebook. But when I show you how to do that, I actually want to show it to you on a phone. Why? Because more people are accessing the internet and social media through mobile devices. So why don't you look over my shoulder and let me be the compass for your Facebook adventure. The basic principle that we use is remember that we like something. So when you're going through these three buttons, this is where we have like, we have comment, we have share. Carrie is putting up some photos and they're arm wrestling here. So obviously that's something I think is amazing. So I just hit that like button right there and I just gave them a hug or a high five. For me, I more than just like this photo. I think it is amazing. So when I go to comment on it, I will say that it is amazing. Some people don't know is that I see that there's an autocorrect, they missed something, so they just start leaving a comment again. You don't have to do that. You just tap on it again. You can delete it or you can edit it, and then I hit update and boom, I've updated that. But let's say that I think this is such an amazing photo that I'd want to share it. So I go over to this share button here, and when I share that, now it's giving me a couple of options. So if I start at the bottom, that's copy link. Copy link, what that's gonna let me do is, let's say I wanna copy that, and then I could post that to Twitter, or I could post it somewhere else and direct people to that page, which is a great way because in a way I don't need to set up a whole website. I just have a couple of thoughts, a picture, I copy that link. I also could send that as a message to somebody, or I could write a post or share now. So when I hit share now, what that does is it immediately just takes it and posts it to my wall. If I hit write post, I might say, this is an amazing picture, you should check it out. And then it takes her post and puts it right underneath. So that is share, and that's what I would do for that word of mouth. So here is where somebody is talking about the Star Wars birthday song. So they're leaving a message for me. So I can say awesome, but more than that, I want to bring somebody into a conversation. So if I want to bring somebody in, like I'm saying, hey, you got to hear this, come over here. That's where I go and I hit the @ sign and I start typing their name. And so all the people, Jeremiah, so I'm going to hit Jeremiah here. @ Jeremiah Lloyd, you should check this out. So now I'm bringing Jeremiah into this conversation. So now I get this notification here, and what happened, as I was leaving the comment, Jeremiah Lloyd just replied back, because he's super talented and he's working the camera and replying back. He says, that's pretty rad, thumbs up. So a lot of people go, oh, he replied back. No, hit that like button. Why? Because that just acknowledges that he took the time to have a conversation. Don't go back and forth 100 times. Sometimes also, that like is like, okay, well, that's a period at the end of this conversation, or that's the end of the conversation. So make sure you do that. When you tag somebody and it's something they like, you are building trust. So I know certain people tag me and they start to get my taste. I get excited. I'm gonna go there and you know what I'm gonna do? I'm gonna start to click on more of their things and I'm gonna dial that up, and then that helps my influence. But please don't be a spammer. When I see that there's 74 other people, you know what I do? I just say, you know what? I'm gonna have to untag myself, or I'm gonna hide it from my timeline, or I'm gonna dial it down. But you know what that is? That person is reducing their trust. So you can be a part of helping find solutions, or you can be a big spammer. Do not be a spammer. Stop being a spammer. Spammer. Spam. You know who you are. Don't spam people. See, sometimes we overcomplicate it, and it's really kind of simple. Just like in relationships, there's a few core things. Communication, trust, that's exactly what we just talked about. You see, we're building trust when we recommend great things, but when we kind of spam too many things, we're reducing trust. When we have conversations, we're deepening. Every time we leave that comment, we're strengthening a relationship. Every time we give a high five or a hug, we're making that better. So here's what I need you to do. I need you to interact with other people's adventures. Before you start talking about your adventure, you need to start asking about other people's adventure. You need to earn the right to be heard. So you do that by liking and commenting and sharing. You're going to like some things, but when you comment, I might see something and say, oh, at Jeremiah, you would love this. Do that. That's an endorsement. That's a recommendation. And when somebody leaves a thoughtful comment, then make sure you're saying thank you by liking that. It's a conversation. Somebody high fives you back. Don't leave them hanging. It's like, hey, high five. Oh. And then make sure that you are sharing. Whether you say, hey, this is a really great post, everybody would like it, or you just share it. That's how things go viral. One of my favorite quotes about marketing is that it's getting an unfair share of attention. You see, the way Facebook works is it doesn't say, hey, there's 10,000 people here, so I'm going to serve that post 10,000 times and everyone's going to be treated equal. Facebook isn't communism. The way it works is it's based upon all these interactions. So that when we do that, when we help our friends, when we help those things rise and they help us, we are getting an unfair share of attention. So help your team win on their adventure, because your adventure begins right now.